Here's your First Warn Weather Forecast First, sponsored by Anderson Collision Center. Visit driveanderson.com.
Things are still getting a little bit active when we look off to our south and to our southwest. These storms have maintained much of their strength as they've moved now into portions of west central Illinois. A few severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings just southwest of our viewing area. That line of storms now passing just past the Quad Cities. They should still lift their way our direction in a gradually weakening state, but may maintain some of their strength for strong wind gusts and maybe a brief tornado or two as we head over the next several hours, likely approaching the Rockford area as we head toward 10 o'clock tonight. Temperatures out ahead of this still in the 50s, but back behind that warm front. Temperature actually going to rise near that 60-degree mark through the overnight hours. We'll hold on to that chance for storms roughly through midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning before things start to quiet down from there. Temperature returning back to the upper 40s as we head into early tomorrow morning. We'll take another look at those storms and track the potential for that severe weather around here locally over the next several hours, coming up again in your most trusted forecast a little later.
Right now at 9, police charging a man who they say was involved in the shooting of a police canine. The suspect announced and the charges he's facing. Plus sharing a common interest in the world of Pokémon, the weekly tradition and growth of comics here in the state line. And it is the Easter holiday. Celebrations all across the area. Hear from one local organization on how they spent it inside.
Live from Fox 39, this is Eyewitness News at 9.
Good evening. Happy Sunday. I'm Rhiann Weil. Thanks for joining us tonight. Before we get to those top stories, the town of Orangeville is on the map with some exciting news. The Women's Hockey World Championship gold medal game was today, and a state line player came up big. The game was tied at 3 in overtime. Canada had the puck behind their own net. Taylor Heisey picks off the pass. You're going to see her coming up shortly here. She's going to set up Tessa Janicki on the doorstep, and she scores on a wide open left side of the net. Janicki is an Orangeville High School graduate and clearly a hockey stud. Her overtime goal led USA to the 4-3 victory and the gold. It's their 11th title at Worlds. Congratulations, Tessa, and way to rep the state line. Tonight, one man is facing multiple charges after police say he shot a canine officer. Rockford police have charged 38-year-old Vernon Frills with attempted murder of a police officer and shooting a canine. Frills is from Madison, Wisconsin. He faces multiple other charges tonight, including unlawful use of a weapon by a felon, armed violence, and an outstanding warrant from Wisconsin. Saturday afternoon, officials say police pulled Frills over on East State Street near UW Hospital. Officers say he then ran off and the canine chased after him. That's when police say Frills shot the dog near the Circle K a few blocks west. The officer was taken to the emergency vet. It was injured in the shoulder and the paw and needed surgery, but is expected to recover. Frills is in the Winnebago County Jail tonight. Today is Easter Sunday, and there are many ways for families to celebrate right here in the state line. One local shop helped guests celebrate through Pokémon, a popular comic and trading card game. Eyewitness News reporter Tyler Sorensen headed out to Loves Park to learn more.
At Top Cut Comics, people were excited to get ready to play Pokémon, even on Easter Sunday.
We still wanted to offer it today just on the off chance that maybe some people didn't have activities going on with families, so they could still feel a part of a family here with us.
The Learn to Play Pokémon program started in 2017, helping kids and adults learn how to play the game, but also try to create a community for many in Loves Park.
We are all about community here. We are about bringing everyone in the area together. We figure if we give a nice, safe place that anyone feels safe and welcome to come hang out and have fun, then obviously people are going to want to be doing this type of stuff versus other activities within the city.
Bonding people, not just in the same community, but in the same household as well.
15 years ago, I sat down, I learned how to play the game. I basically did that because while my son was playing, I didn't want to be the helicopter parent.
Some of the best parts of the day, making new memories and continuing to grow the community.
My favorite part is just meeting the new people. You know, parents bring their children in and they'll learn with our other Learn to Play leaders. But even just sitting on the side with the parents and, you know, talking to them.
While also reminiscing on old memories of when they were younger.
Growing up and knowing how excited it made me and getting to see that level of excitement on the faces of the kids that come in here and provide that level of joy that I got as a kid, it just feels amazing.
Reporting in Winnebago County for your home team, I'm Tyler Sorensen.
It's a little rainy out there today, but one state line hotspot is celebrating the Easter holiday with guests indoors. Don Carter Lanes is open for bowling with the Easter Bunny today to find indoor-friendly ways to celebrate. It was a chance for neighbors to get together and have a little competitive fun. One participant says this was the only bowling alley open today, and it was a great opportunity for his family to get their reps in a relaxed environment.
Today is just kind of all about enjoying the day. It's not really a serious bowling day for us today, except kind of getting some practice in. But since the alley's open and the crowd's a little bit different today, you know what I mean? It's a lot of kids and stuff out here. So you just can't make it out here today. There's lots of opportunities to get out here and always bowl.
Legoo says bowling has become a major part of his family's lives, and he was excited to share his love for the sport with other community members. Earlier this morning, an Easter brunch was held at Alchemy at Aldine. Families had the chance to get together and enjoy a nice meal. This is the first year the restaurant has done something like this, but employees say they hope it's the start of a new tradition. The colder weather didn't stop dozens of State Line residents from showing up and spending the holiday together. General Manager Michelle Gert spoke on the planning process for today's event.
We started back in February thinking that we needed to do something for Easter, just to bring the families together when they don't want to cook. The planning process was just deciding what we wanted on the menu, deciding what kind of specialty drinks, and then preparing for the egg hunt.
Gert says there were 2 Easter egg hunts held this afternoon. And after the kids have had their fun, it was time for the adults too. Between yesterday and today, there were a handful of adult Easter egg hunts for guests to enjoy. Over at Broadway Joe's Bar and Grill, adults came together for an egg hunt with the chance to win cash prizes, gift cards, specialty cocktails, and more. The bar was decked out in Easter decorations to help set the mood for the day. The employees say they believe it's just as important for the adults to have fun as it is for the kids. Coming up next, celebrating our local teachers, honoring those who received Golden Apple Awards for their exceptional time in the classroom.
There's a tornado watch out for Whiteside and Lee counties that runs through the late evening tonight. Chance for some of those thunderstorms to provide at least a brief tornado. We'll look at where those storms are now and where they will continue to be over the next several hours. Coming up in my full forecast in just a little bit.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Rianne Weil, Drew Collins, and meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
This Friday, we will honor 6 local educators who received Golden Apple Awards for excellence in teaching. All this week, we're introducing them to you. Tonight, Mimi Murphy tells us about Jackie Werda.
Jackie Werda starts each school year at Ledgewood Elementary getting to know as much as she can about her kindergarten students and their families. She wants kids to be excited to come to school. They were especially enthusiastic the day she was awarded a Golden Apple.
My friends, you see my Golden Apple! The Golden Apple!
In honor of your excellence in teaching, you earned this.
Yes. Oh, thank you!
The mother of 3 was thrilled to have her family, friends, and coworkers there for the big surprise.
I'm excited. I'm overwhelmed, shocked. I'm just so happy. I can't even stop shaking. I'm so sorry.
Mrs. Werda's sister-in-law and fellow kindergarten teacher Valerie Bauman says Werda's Golden Apple is a well-deserved honor.
I just think it's so validating of the wonderful person that she is, and it extends far beyond the classroom. Her kids love her forever. I've seen kids that are taller than us run up to her, Mrs. Werda! She's just impacted them for life.
An impact that starts with her kindergartners.
I like her very much, because she makes us get really smart.
Helping her kids get really smart and finish the year with more confidence are goals Mrs. Werda strives for each year.
It's because every single teacher deserves to be supported in this way. It's hard to do what we do every single day, and this just makes it feel happier, for a little bit.
I'm happy for her. She got the Golden Apple, and she's the best.
Eyewitness News is a proud partner with Golden Apple. It was a rainy and cold day for our Easter. There's a chance that may stick around. When we come back, meteorologist Jordan Wolf is in to give us our rain chances for the week ahead. Stay with us.
Now, your first warn weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
Weather getting a bit more active when you look off to the south and southwest. A few areas of severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings just now clipping portions of southwestern Whiteside County. Now, we'll take a little bit of a closer look at these two warnings. The first of which is just that far southwestern portion of the Whiteside County area. That was actually a radar confirmed tornado on the ground just south of Hillsdale, moving to the northeast at around 40 miles per hour. This whole line of storms producing just very subtle kinks or very subtle spin-ups within that line of storms, allowing for that potential for maybe a brief tornado or two within that line. Now, not anywhere near the Rockford area just yet, but that line of storms will continue to lift our direction over the next couple of hours. And with that potential for a brief spin-up tornado, Whiteside, along with Lee counties, underneath a tornado watch that runs through the overnight hours tonight. Mostly just over the next couple of hours going to be that main concern for any of these storms. Notice that they are maintaining at least some of their strength, though, as they move through portions of eastern Iowa and now into far northwestern Illinois. And that's that area that we're keeping a closer eye on, especially down to the south and west, where a couple of those severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings have currently been issued. Those warnings, at least for Whiteside County, run through 9:45 and 9:30, respectively, from the further east to the further west warning. As we head late into the evening, here's how Futurecast plays this out. It does maintain these storms, at least some of their strength, roughly from a line from Freeport down to Sterling, and south of that for portions of Lee County closer to Sublette. That Futurecast would suggest that would be the location of those storms roughly around 10 o'clock. Note that they continue their weakening trend as they move further and further off to the east and to the northeast, likely approaching the Rockford area as we head closer to 10:15, maybe 10:30 if they were to maintain some of their strength. Pretty short-lived on those storms, though, in and out of here in a matter of a couple of hours. By the time we hit closer to midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, likely dealing with not much in the way of those storms as they continue to move off to the east. Off in the distance, you might see a flash of lightning. Camera out in Freeport pointed off to the west and the southwest. Not showing anything there at the moment. Things are actually dry, but that warm front and cold front approaching, providing just enough of that spin. The intersection of those two fronts very close to Whiteside County, which is why we have that enhanced tornado potential here, at least in the immediate term. Temperatures still sitting in the 50s, well out ahead of that warm front, 53 now in Rockford. Again, Futurecast brings that line of storms here over the next couple of hours, but as we head beyond midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, that's where things will be gradually on the weakening side. Overnight tonight, temperature-wise, their numbers are going to rise back up into the 40s and even near 60 degrees as we head to the early part of tomorrow morning. 55, though, that afternoon high temperature taking quite a tumble. A little bit windy, potential wind gusts outside of thunderstorms approaching 40 or possibly 45 miles per hour tomorrow. Temperatures continue their warming trend back in the 60s through much of the week.
All right, thanks, Jordan. Well, Drew's next with sports. Last night, the Hard Rock Casino brought professional boxing to the state line. Stay tuned for the recap.
Now sports with Drew Collins.
Rockford's Hard Rock Casino promised to deliver entertainment, and that it has. Last night it delivered the first live sporting event at the venue. Scott Leber was there.
We'd like to welcome all of you here tonight in Rockford and everyone watching all over the world. All right, Rockford, Illinois, USA, I want to know, are we ready?
Big Time Boxing was held at Hard Rock Live at Hard Rock Casino, Rockford. Promoter Bobby Hitz of Hitz Boxing brought in World Boxing Association action. There were 7 fights in all that played out in front of a sold-out crowd. Spectators could see the action in the ring and on 2 large video screens. The first ever fight there went to Marlon Harrington. He won an 8-round decision in the super welterweight division. Chicago fighters cleaned up. Ronnie Jolomo, Lucas Moldenhauer, and Everett Oliveras all won big on TKOs in the first round. There was also a women's bout. That was no contest either. Amateur world champion Talia Halverson, making her pro debut, destroyed Gina Bynum. Look for Halverson to do big things in her career. Between fights, the 2 men who made this event happen, Hitz and Hard Rock Casino Rockford president Gino Eifrate, addressed the crowd. They connected with Rockford's great boxing tradition when they brought into the ring several of Rockford's current and past boxing greats to recognize them. Those men included 1988 Olympic bronze medalist Kenny Gould and former North American Boxing Federation welterweight champion Pat "Cat" Coleman. The main event featured 14-0 pro heavyweight Deontay Pettigrew of Chicago. He laid out Richard Lardy in the second round with a big right-left combination. That win gave Pettigrew the vacant WBA Continental Championship. Is it safe to say you've enjoyed your first experience in Rockford?
Absolutely. I had a great time here. From the press conference to the weigh-ins to the fights, man. It's been nothing but hospitable. Great team here, great ambiance, great everything, man. I had a ball.
How would you say things went all in all tonight?
I think tonight was a smashing success at the Hard Rock.
How soon might we expect to see this happen here again?
You know, we're going to sit back down, we're going to regroup, we're going to talk about the pluses and the minuses of tonight, and we're going to put together another blockbuster show sometime very soon.
The Cubs game got delayed as some rain came into Chicago, but SpongeBob and Patrick was loving it. Michael Bush got the Cubs on the board first. This oppo shot. Ian Happ rounds the bases, and he will score. This game went into extras. The Diamondbacks took the lead with an error that scored a runner, but the Cubs would match it with this madness in the bottom of the 10th inning. Now let's go to 11. This grounder pulls fair to score the game-winning run. The Cubs win this series but lose today 3-2.
4 hits. We had a check swing hit and two off an infielder's glove. So you know, we didn't really create a lot of offense, and it was a tough day for offense as well.
A loss for the Cubs, but a win for the White Sox, their first road win of the season. This game got kicked off with this homer by Matt Thaiss. The White Sox had some solid defense and pitching to add to the nice team performance. The White Sox won 8-4. Brewers fans got a show today. They dominated and won 14-1 over the A's. They will face the Giants tomorrow. That's sports. We'll be right back.
Well, since it's Easter, we have a fun little surprise for you guys. We're about to show you photos from our Easter past. This is me. I'm the youngest of, you guys have no reaction. I'm the youngest of 4. That's me, the second one, you know, the short one over there. So that's me.
Yeah,
My dad used to make us wear Easter bonnets, but we loved it.
Yeah, and the matching outfits, and everyone looks so thrilled, not being forced to smile.
No, not at all. No, this was a fun time in our lives, right? Well, let's take a look now at baby Drew. Let's see him. Oh, there he is. Look at the little suit. He's all spiffy.
Yep, looking good. That's my father, Brian. We're all dressed up, ready to go to church,
Like
have a good
twins.
day.
Yeah,
Sunday best. Yeah, that suit, I mean, that's probably a sharper suit than I'm wearing today. So shout out to him putting
You still
me in
have that, or?
Yeah, actually, yeah, it's in the closet. It's in the
Wear it next
rotation.
week. Yeah, perfect. Now let's take a little look at baby Jordan. Your shirt matches the eggs.
It really does.
Notice this?
I got every color on the shirt, every color on the eggs. I think I remember I had to go and find like one of every color or 2 of every color or something. I don't remember for sure, but you know, I got the whole, it was overflowing. That's every year.
King
Find
of the
so many
Easter egg
eggs.
hunts.
Need a bigger basket.
Yeah, king, you're the king, obviously.
If there was other kids in this competition, they probably cried on their
4
way
siblings,
out.
100%.
Had way more eggs than all of them.
You won that one for sure.
Let's get a final check at our weather.
We have a couple of isolated severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings off to the south and southwest. A couple of those move their way our direction, but gradually in a weakening trend. Likely those storms approach Rockford by the time we hit about 10:30 tonight.
Thanks, Jordan. Thank you for joining us. Have a great night.